make that terminology as it is going to be, because the last thing we need is for people to have bought into this and given money and researched all this, and we're not giving them what they're expecting. So I would ask that.
Yeah, and I will definitely, at this point, the way that the bids were done, it is inclusive play is how it should be being marketed, which is a big deal. Like, it needs to be,
It is a big deal.
you know, it's not all abilities, because that would mean that every aspect of the park was accessible to anyone with any ability. And that is not what this playground will be, because the cost is just prohibitive. So it should be, if the terminology that I remember when we started has not changed, it should be inclusive. It's all inclusive, meaning
Wow.
there is an aspect of the playground that should be accessible to everyone, but not every aspect is available or is open to everyone. Does that make sense?
Well, what I find with inclusive playgrounds is they're designed to meet the needs of children with a variety of abilities. Children who use wheelchairs or other mobility devices, have autism, are typically developing. The benefit in designing an inclusive playground is that it complies with ADA regulations while including a variety of play equipment that encourages parallel play, inclusion, and engagement between children of all ages and abilities.
Right.
But what you had said before, do we have in this plan, and I didn't see it, do we have a wheelchair swing? Do we have any?
There's one
There is
ADA accessible swing according to the,
Okay,
There's a
they could
swing
put a
that is-
wheelchair in there.
You would have to remove the child from the wheelchair into the swing, but the swing is built to support them and harness them in safely.
Okay.
So it's not like a platform swing like we've seen in Union Community, but it is accessible to them. And there are levels of the playground equipment that are accessible by ramp for wheelchair-bound children.
And I
So-
tried to wade through that. It said, one of the other things that I read, I think accessible, if that's not what this is, but, you know, ADA requirements is just pretty basic. If we can go beyond the ADA requirement with any of this, I would encourage that as well.
And that's why I really liked the bid that right now we've gotten the approval to move forward on, because a lot of their features that met like the musical requirement of the grant, it is the height appropriate for wheelchair-bound play, where it can be a child of different abilities playing on each side of the structure and interacting.
And
And
that's
so
in that little ramp area that's covered, correct? When you're on the,
some of the structures like that play, like some of the play features are actually standalone. So like you might have the ramp and all the slides and the big play structure here, and then there are smaller things scattered around it. So then there would be the ability for those children that have trouble with mobility to get to those features as well and play alongside their peers.
because I've had people that, I just want to make sure. that
But it
these
is
people
not
are
an
gonna
all
come.
abilities play. Yeah, we cannot say that it's an all abilities park, because it would not be
Well,
accessible on all
It's been
levels.
said all abilities, so we need to define that.
Yep. Good.
new business. We have a liquor license request. Request for license for catering by Christine Consolino for Taco LMG for June 10th. Summerfest Motors on Main event to be held on Main Street.
Are they here?
Yep. Here.
Are you guys gonna hand walk this and take it to Jeff City tomorrow?
We are taking it to Jeff City. We've already talked to them, and they're gonna overnight it to us, our from them, and we already have Franklin County.
The last one took a little while.
Yeah, they said that they would take care of it overnight. We're gonna send them an overnight, and they're gonna send it back overnight.
I would advise you to go up there.
Yeah, we're driving it up,
Okay.
and they're gonna overnight it back to us, so we have it by Saturday.
They won't grant it like then and there.
They said they would overnight. If we bring them overnight, which we are doing, they're gonna overnight it to us.
They're gonna ask me to provide a location. Was the last one. So our letter to them that we provide to you has to be very explicit as to your location.
The last I heard, we were gonna be somewhere on the left side of Main Street towards Franklin Financial area,
Yes.
is what I
I
heard.
second that. That's what they said to us.
So we're gonna be in a parking lot.
I believe on the curb, right
On the
right
street.
outside the
Right
sidewalk.
there.
So the downtown district is
Gonna
letting
be-
you know where to sit.
I'm sorry.
The downtown district is
Yes.
letting you know where to.
But you're not gonna be in your parking lot, I guess is what I'm asking.
No.
No, no,
sir.
right next to the Franklin Financial Building.
In that area.
Will you be in the street or?
It will be in the street area.
Okay. And then, is it a covered facility? Is it a
We'll have-
air wagon? What do you?
We'll have tents there. We'll have canopies, I mean.
Okay.
And we'll have portable coolers and portable ice and all of that.
So, and it's, are you selling it by draft, or are you a draft beer, or are you doing?
No,
by
it'll be
cans?
cans.
Is
It'll
there
be
a-
cans and margaritas, and we have plastic glasses for those.
Okay, so they're gonna be poured into, or will they be opened, or how are you gonna do that? Is there a requirement that you can't sell, they have to be open, right? I mean, otherwise it's a package license and that doesn't apply.
We're not selling it by the packet.
Yeah. So like you said, it'll be poured.
It'll be poured into a cup?
Yes,
Correct.
they'll decide on what flavor, we'll fill up the cup with ice, and then based on the flavor they want, we'll fill it with that flavor.
I don't remember asking brothers about this at all.
I know, but I came up, these are questions I came up with, I didn't answer, but Chief, you've already, a part of your plan, with the whole event are there any issues with these as part of your safety plan?
No, it's all, my minimum is for minimum 4 officers of any type of alcohol being served at any of the events. So we have that met. And that's with the meeting with the, whatever you want to call them now, the former downtown district or the new downtown district or whatever they're calling
Downtown
it.
district, I don't think anything's gonna change.
And you have 3 PM to 8 PM, that's the period of time that you're gonna dispense liquor, right? You're not gonna dispense any liquor past 8 PM?
Once the event is over, we're done.
Well, I know, I think they go till 9 on their application.
Mm.
I believe that was for cleanup, I thought, like the event
Yeah,
runs
you
3
mean
to
as far as the
8,
closing of the
and then they
street?
gave an hour for
That
cleanup.
is just for straight closing.
That's probably, the events, I believe, ends at 8.
Advertise 3 to 9.
Okay,
They're open.
all right.
Streets are supposed to be back open at 9.
What happened with Brothers is that they were gonna send them home and say, no, your application is complete because we don't have the actual location. So I emailed them back and forth and gave them a location. If you could narrow down with them and find out exactly where it is, they're gonna put you. At the very least, if maybe we can get a street view.
Well, didn't we ask for a layout?
We asked for a site plan, which we do not have.
Yeah, we need to have that site plan.
But they were never, when they came to us, there weren't any.
We did give a time frame, didn't we, 2 weeks prior? We usually do. Is that in the minutes? They really need to get a site plan in.
Yeah, so this is unusual actually to target that.
Chief,
I mean, as far as I was told, we're gonna be.
The only
right.
site plan I have knowing is the, see, when they all dissolved again.
They haven't
and
dissolved
now-
yet.
Huh?
They haven't dissolved.
So what did they do? They break up or,
No, 2 people stepped down for the event only.
okay.
So, but did they submit a site plan to you for your
They
review?
didn't submit a site plan. They submitted, this is where we're gonna have the event between East Springfield and Kitchell on Main Street. Just on Main Street, just like they've done in the years past.
The only site plan that I remember was the one when they were only gonna use half the street.
Correct.
And when they came before us, we asked them to get us a site plan so that we knew what they were going to be using the additional portion of the street for, which is where you all come in. And they evidently haven't been able to nail that down with you, and we don't have a site plan to help you out either, so.
I'm just telling, when you go get your liquor license, they're gonna ask specifically where you're gonna be located.
I mean, can we give the financial location's
yeah.
address?
Because I'm pretty sure that's why they're putting us there, is because of the electric usage.
Just have them, I mean, it's easy to get a map, GIS picture, whatever else. Get me a copy and then take one with you, so you can say this is where it is. Because our letter is gonna have to tell them specifically where exactly you're located. We found out with Brothers, and it took back and forth like 5 emails to get what they wanted, so that they could walk back there, they could come back with their application, so. We're just trying to help you out.
Okay.
So, if you can get that tomorrow, and maybe
All right.
stop by City Hall first before you make a trip to Jeff City, and make sure we try to get
Yeah.
ready for it.
You can get on the Franklin County mobile, on GIS mapping. You can print out the whole street and then kind of place on there. And you can print it, the area that you need.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve this application pending all of the needed documentation.
Genevieve's,
That's all here.
Well, their license from Jeff City is not, so if they don't get that, then the motion would be invalid and the application would not be approved, correct?
Well, they can't get this until they go to Jeff City.
Yeah, we have to take your letter to Jeff City. We're waiting for your letter to take it up there.
This is no different than the one
Okay.
for Brothers.
So they basically,
So I'll-
your motion is to approve their application.
And so if you don't get the application from Jeff City, then you won't set up on Saturday.
Correct.
Okay. Then I'll make a motion to approve the application.
I'll second it.
May I have roll call, please?
Alderman Salmon,
aye.
Alderman Beedman, Alderman Dollar,
Aye.
Alderman Sykes.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have a liquor license request for a license for catering by Alexandria. Oh, I hope I don't say this wrong. Value. For Scarlett's Bar and Grill for Junetown in the summer. Fest Motors on Main event to be held on Main Street. Exact same as this.
She's not here, but she has a business location, so that, whatever questions that you need.
I'm not, we have to provide them with their exact location. And if it's in
Well, she
front
has a
of-
business.
If it's in front
Oh,
of,
gotcha.
if this is a separate thing, so we have, because Brothers is across the street parking.
I got you.
So they don't need a number, they just need a visual.
And we can tell them exactly where it is.
Okay, so they need a visual versus a number.
Right.
Right.
I'm gonna give them a,
Site-
I'm gonna give them
Basically,
a map,
we're
a
looking for a
drawing.
site plan, and our letter says that the Board of Aldermen has approved their application for the license to be located at this specified location.
Okay.
Right,
Which
so I
the
will,
financial
I will pull up the map, I will print it out, and I will put us
GIS.
where we're gonna be at.
Yeah.
Are you walking both these in there, is that what you're doing, or are they doing it on their own?
I have nothing to do with Scarlet,
Okay, that's fine.
nothing to do with Scarlet.
Okay.
Yeah. So I get the physical address and mark it with a little X. So I guess we just need a vote, doesn't matter if she's here or not on this same deal, same thing.
So we just vote to approve the application and work the rest of it out?
Yep.
Okay, I can make that motion. I make the motion to accept the application.
Second.
May I have roll call, please?
Alderman Dollar,
Aye.
Alderman Beedman,
Aye.
Alderman Salmon,
Aye.
Alderman Sykes.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have a liquor license request for wine and spirit tasting by Tim Hensley for Country Mart.
Thank you.
Guys, have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a
I don't think it's a periodic thing for wine tasting, they do that. That's so they can do those in their store.
No.
That's what that is. We do that, that's done annually. We request that annually. And then if he wants to do those events in the store, he can.
I think sometimes the distributors come in and want to market a new product, and that's what he needs this license for. So I'll make a motion to approve the liquor license request for the wine and spirit tasting at Country Mart.
I'll second.
May I have roll call, please?
Alderman Dollar,
Aye.
Alderman Sykes,
Aye.
Alderman Salmon,
Aye.
Alderman Beedman.
Yay. Motion carries. Next, we have Lego Camp with Alderman Sykes.
Okay, so you guys have in your packet the information about this. It was talked about at the first park committee meeting, and they made the recommendation to go ahead and move forward with it pending board approval. This would be a fundraiser for the park, so the company charges us $100, and that's not really an accurate description. So when they register online, using the company's website, the parents pay I think it's 150, what it ends up being $154. And then at the end, they cut the city a check for $50 per child, and that is basically what our fundraiser is. But they come in, they use our gym facility, they bring all of their own workers, all of the supplies needed. We don't need to have any volunteers or any staff time required. It's a Star Wars themed camp. It's the last week of July is what they have available right now. So I'm just basically looking for the board approval to use the gym that week and to have the approval to enter into contract with them.
It's showing,
So,
it's showing two different.
So we would choose one. Those are the two that they have available.
Also, both that are not happening.
what you have here is actually two different camps. There's a morning camp and an afternoon.
Yeah.
Right, and both themes are available. They can do either theme at either time slot. So
Right.
we would just choose one because I don't think that we will have a big enough response in our community to need two different camps. Does that make sense? So as it stands right now, the conversations I've had with her is we are doing the morning session of the Star Wars theme. So it will run the 9 to noon, and it will be the Star Wars themed robotics STEM camp.
So when I talked to her, she said she'd be happy to do a second one on the afternoon, if you want to fill it out. I mean, you want to see how the first one goes? Or if
Was it only 15 or 20 people?
It's, the back says 20 people, but I felt like with the $154 price tag, I just wasn't sure that we would fill 2 camps, and they will only do them if they have at least 5 students. So then my concern was if we split the registrations and then one camp only had, 4 people sign up and the other one ended up being full, then those kids were, I don't know, we can try to if we want. I just felt like it might be.
What I talked to her about is, can we just not open the registration for the afternoon one until the morning one fills? And she said that would be fine.
And that's perfect. I had not asked that question, but that's a great idea.
Yeah, so she said, just put them on the calendar, and just don't open registration for the afternoon one until you fill the first one.
Perfect. And I think that sounds great. And we had talked about at the park committee about maybe having something the last day with some photo ops with Star Wars characters. That's in the works, but I don't have confirmation for sure on that yet.
Okay, but up in the general description, it says, the presenter will lead campers through 3 2-week-long camps.
Yeah, ignore that.
Yeah, just ignore it. It's
Yeah,
not.
I included the wrong
Oh, okay.
in there, yeah.
We had to have her go back and rework it a little bit,
Yeah,
so that's the wrong.
yeah. What you have in your, on the dais separately is their hold harmless agreement, which we've all signed with them. The new agreement with them has the language in there that we're presenting there. See that? It's a separate piece. It was, Ken Feist placed it on the dais. And we also have their complete certificate of liability where they've added the city. So they're completely in line. She understands that she will get a business license. She had no problem with paying for a business license. But this, in lieu of what you have there, this is the replacement, which is the right. Does that make sense?
I don't see it.
It's separate. It's not in your package. It's underneath your package. Yeah, keep going. You'll find it. If you don't have it here, I'll do
It's
it.
fine. I mean, it's
Oh,
perfect.
there.
Here's a copy of it.
Or did you get
I wrote it. No, Kim.
Okay.
Anyway, that's the letter that was supposed to be sent to you, but it's my fault. I get Kim on page now.
And they will also help us with publicity. It'll be on their website, and I think they share it on their Facebook page. They said they would help with promotion, and then we'll utilize our Facebook page to get the word out.
Yeah, and we could just put a link. She said we could just put their link where they can click on that and take them to the link. And the nice part about this is the way they have it set up is we're not out of anything. We don't
Right.
have to collect the money, we don't have to do refunds, we don't have to do anything.
And then it says that they'll just cut the